Hi there, welcome. In the final video of our four-part series on all things Irwin, today we'll be focusing on clamps, vices, and jacks. Irwin has always been held at a fairly high regard within each of those product categories. So, we wanted to really emphasize how effective some of those tools are. While there is an abundance of history on the record tool company, there isn't that much information regarding the merger of the record tool company with the Irwin tool company and kind of how that came about. So I don't have a ton of history on that portion of things, but record is known and renowned for some of their vices from almost 200 years ago up until now. Also, we'll be covering several vice grip products. So Vice Grip is known for inventing the original locking pliers, and they also have remained a dominant name and force in that space specifically. One of the big reasons why Vice Grips became so popular and so renowned was during the war efforts in the World War II, I believe. Most specifically, maybe even World War I and World War II, but mostly World War II. They were used in some of the shipbuilding things that needed to be done, and there was a part that was not readily available, so instead of waiting for the part, a lot of the shipbuilders actually welded the vice grips onto the ships. So there was an abundance of vice grips that were made, and then when the war effort was over, the beginning of DIY and things like that started to come to fruition. So they were in high demand because of all the shipbuilders that knew how to use them, why to use them, and when to use them. In about 1957, Peterson added the easy release, which gives us the modern style of locking pliers. In 1964, there were some new forms of the vice grips that were made available, so some of the more welding specific tools. I think there's 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of those specific tools. We'll cover some of those later on. And then, of course, in 2006, Vice Grip released the fast release. So they took the release mechanism off, placed it inside of the handle, and now you can just release things from that way. Alright, here I've got a couple of trigger clamps out of the bar clamp category from Irwin. This is a medium duty 12-inch bar clamp, and this here is a mini 6-inch bar clamp. They offer a much larger range of sizes in these specific style of bar clamps. I actually have, my larger sizes are all DeWalt, so basically the same thing, just in a different color. So that's why I don't have a ton of larger bar clamps in this specific variety. They do offer sizes ranging from, there's a 50-inch version, a 36-inch version, 24-inch, 18-inch, and of course the 12 and the 6. Something interesting about like this 6-inch version here, I actually used it around the house just yesterday. I was trying to get my kid out of a baby swing, and the little locking mechanism, I think someone put the lock in, or put the thing in upside down, so it got stuck in there, and I was able to put this on the lock in order to apply pressure to the lock, or to the button, the release button, while I pulled the straps apart, because I was having a hard time trying to hold the button and get onto both sides of the strap to pull it apart. So I was getting everything arranged for this video, and it just popped into my head like I need additional pressure and leverage from something other than my own hand. So I went out and grabbed this, and it did the trick within, I think, about 30 seconds. So they are useful for a number of things, from your woodworking needs all the way to residential baby care needs. All right, here are a few examples of the Irwin F clamps that are available. They are a few examples, quite literally. There are a plethora of different variations of these F clamps that are available out there. If you go looking for them, all I can say is happy hunting. They're not hard to find. They're kind of scattered out. One thing I can tell you is you're likely not going to find each variation of each size of clamp in one location. You're definitely going to have to move about to different locations. But nonetheless, these F clamps are great. I use them for welding. They come in two different sizes, basically. So you've got a medium duty version and then a heavy duty version. So these are both some of the 12-inch clamps. As you can see, the heavy duty version has a much thicker shaft versus the medium duty. The medium duty, they also have different size jaws. So the medium duty, I think, is 2.5. The heavy duty is about 3.5-inch mouth on each. The medium duty here offers about 600 pounds of clamping force, while the heavy duty ones offer 1,200 pounds of clamping force. So I've got 12-inch versions of each, I've got 6-inch versions of each. They do go all the way up to a 36-inch version in both the heavy duty as well as the medium duty here. So they are pretty robust. I think that there is one of the versions that does go up to a 50-inch. I haven't actually seen it or come across it in the wild, so I can't confirm nor deny that at this point. But they are exceptionally affordable. I was running the math. I basically picked up all of these clamps or I picked up about 18 clamps for just under $400, just maybe north of $400. So, at about $20 a clamp on average, you can't really beat that. I think some of the higher quality or bigger name brand clamps are going to cost a little bit more than that. And then, if you're paying anything less than that, I would be a little bit leery of, the overall quality that you're getting. I can tell you with full certainty that this bar here is not going to bend. So that's one of the things that initially attracted me to these clamps over some of the competitors offer, even some of what I think DeWalt offers. I don't know that DeWalt sells any or manufactures anything in the heavy duty. I think they just do medium duty clamps. So I thought it was necessary to have a good balance of both medium and heavy duty, just to take on whatever the steel might throw at me. All right, so Irwin has these two box clamps. They are available in a 24-inch version and a 48-inch version. They are the record parallel jaw box clamps. They both deliver as much as 1,150 pounds of clamping force. They each have a jaw depth of 3.75 inches that allows you to hold thicker materials while simultaneously applying distributed pressure over larger areas. They both have a precise 90-degree angle, so that keeps all of your work materials straighter and flatter. All right, here I've got a few of your standard edition, standard release, I guess you could say, C-clamps. So Irwin does offer a pretty robust number of sizes of C-clamps. Here I've got an 8-inch, 6-inch, a 4-inch, and a 2.5 or 1.5-inch C-clamp. Sorry about that. A lot of times they do also offer deeper C-clamps as well. So there's a few more variations of these that are available. So these are, pretty much useful for all of your general clamping needs, especially those where you're not necessarily worried about marring or damaging any of your work materials. So I know we've used C-clamps a lot for brake jobs on cars. We usually use it to hold any type of pre-production steel together. There's a number of use cases, pretty much an endless number of use cases for what you can get or what you can do with C-clamps. Over here I've got the 1/2" pipe clamp just with no pipe. Irwin offers this in a 3/4 inch version, and then also the 3/4 inch version offers a deeper throat depth for your work pieces, for whatever you're needing for that. So, you know, if you get into a situation where you need a larger clamping mechanism versus what you can get with a, let's say, I think 50 inches is about as big as a bar clamp that you can get from Irwin. That's where you would kind of turn to your pipe clamps. You just gotta get you some black iron pipe. Make sure to clean them up real good, otherwise whatever residual residue is on that pipe is going to end up on your workpiece more than likely. But nonetheless, you can get pipe, you know, every bit up to 10 feet long if you need to. So if you're, you know, building a dining room table or something like that, pipe clamps would do you a great favor in holding all that work together. Here we've got a rather small assortment of Irwin clamping pliers. These are under the Vise grip sub-brand, so these do represent some of the more common tools that Irwin and / Vise grip has become, you know, very renowned for over the last, you know, couple of centuries. So starting on this side, we've got the 10-inch V-jaw clamping pliers. We've got a 7-inch version of the same thing. We've got a 10-inch version of the long nose clamping pliers. These pliers here are cutoff pliers, so hose cutoffs, things of that nature. You can stick a hose in there, clamp it off to pinch it off to stop the flow. These here, these are locking pliers, clamping pliers, mostly utilized in scenarios where you've got like a rounded off bolt or something like that. Perhaps you're not able to get the extractors down to that bolt or onto that bolt. These come in handy in order to get a good grip on those. You know, the sides will fit nicely onto the top side, and the bottom side will actually apply a ridiculous amount of pressure so that you can actually get that bolt turned and actually remove it. So these come in a 10-inch version, a 7-inch version, and then also a 4-inch version. Now there are a plethora of other clamping pliers that Irwin Vise Grips has made available. I just don't have anything but these from a more standard approach, or from a more standard side. They've got straight jaws, the V jaws, of course. There's some curved jaws. There's other clamping pliers that don't have the release here. They have a quick release where you basically just have to kind of touch the lever and it automatically releases. All right, here are a few examples of some of the more specialized locking pliers that are offered through Irwin Vise Grip. First over here, we've got the 9-inch locking chain clamp. This is the 9-inch locking panel clamp. And then this one here is the 12-inch large jaw locking clamps. So each of these kind of help you work mostly in the areas of fabrication, metal work, you know, some piping, things of that nature. There are a couple of other specialty clamps that are offered through Irwin, mostly again just regarding or involving work that regards metal work, fabrication, and things of that nature. So some of those other clamps that are available are a 9-inch welding clamp locking plier. They have a U-shaped jaw that provides enhanced visibility and increased working space. They have all of them come with a hex keyhole thumb screw for more precise control over how much you tighten them or loosen them. There's also an 8-inch sheet metal tool locking plier set. Both of those again will help you, or both of these that you see here will help you work through different variations of metal working, holding work pieces together so that you can weld them, or at least get a tack weld on so that you can continue and finish out the weld after the pieces have been merged together. All right, this here is the 90-degree right angle clamp. It, in its most simplest form, makes 90-degree angles very easy to achieve. You can just adjust your opening here in order to accommodate whatever workpiece you're working on to get those 90s in there. You can use this to hold, use this to glue, use this to hold while you're screwing something together. It is a really effective clamp. The part number for this 90-degree right angle clamp is 226410. It's made of a composite plastic body, so it is pretty stout for woodworking. Shouldn't break under reasonable pressure. All right, this here is the Irwin 330-pound capacity quick lift jack. This thing is an absolute game changer. DeWalt also makes a variation of it, as well as Stanley. I think they were derived, I forget what the company that originated these was, but I think these have been on the market for, call it 2 years, just about 2 years now. And they have absolutely taken the market by storm. They're readily available at Lowe's. You can find them on Amazon. The DeWalt version, you can find those pretty easily at Home Depot, pretty much all of the time. But these things have definitely been a lifesaver, just from the standpoint of being able to lift, moderately heavy things. I mean, 330-pound lifting capacity is pretty significant, if you ask me. They do have a lift range of up to 10 inches, so you can get that much clearance. You can also screw the jack into the workpiece if you need, some lateral lateral leverage, or even vertical leverage at that. You also have screw holes up here. It comes with a quick release button on the side here. You got to be very careful with this because it does release quickly. So if you do have something heavy jacked up and you were to do that quick release, it would be probably. They also have a stepped release, so you can just click the trigger here multiple times and it'll move you down incrementally until you get down there to the bottom. Otherwise, just use the quick release and do it all at once. The part number for this is IRHT 83100. So another thing that Irwin is commonly known for are their its assortment of vices. So they do offer a wide range of vices that fit a wide range of needs and use cases. So they've got heavy-duty workshop vices, light-duty workshop vices, mechanics vices, clamp-on vices, drill press vices, woodworkers vices, bench vices, as well as a multi-purpose vise. So we'll kind of start back at the multi-purpose vise. This one does offer a swivel base as well as a rotating pope jaw. It's got a 3-inch throat depth as well as a 4.9-inch jaw capacity. There are a few record mechanics vices, so these are available in a 4-inch and a 6-inch version. The 4.5-inch version is the T4, the 6-inch version is the T6. These vices withstand distortion under high pressure. They also offer a swivel base for easy positioning. They're designed for professional woodworkers and metal workers and provide more than 3,000 pounds of clamping pressure for any of your heavy-duty jobs. They have a 3-inch throat depth and a 6.25-inch clamping capacity, and the safety stop prevents the slide from separating and moving outside of the body. If you managed to make it this far into the video, kudos to you. You have just listened to me talk about Irwin tools for the last hour plus. I want to say thank you for taking that time to listen to what I've got to say about Irwin tools. If you can't tell already, I'm a huge fan of Irwin tools. I don't think that's going to change going forward, so there likely will be additions and some supplemental information that I'll likely throw into this video series with time, so just stay tuned for that. If you did find any value in any of the videos, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe to the channel. You can also share the videos with friends that might be in the same interest vein as you might be, or we might be. And nonetheless, thank you for taking the time to watch, and we'll catch you on the next one.